So it's been quite some time since I've included footage of me running in a video, I think. So yeah, I'm back out, I'm back running. And how have I done that? So where we left off from my last video, I was having quite a lot of issues with headaches, stomach problems, and it basically meant that I wasn't really exercising much, because I would try and go out and exercise and yeah, my head would hurt, or I'd be running to the toilet and I'd be in pain in my tummy. So the fun of exercise was really taken away from me. So where am I at now? Well, start with the headaches. They're actually a lot better, which is really nice to say. They're not gone completely, and every now and again they're there, but nowhere near to the degree that I had them previously. What's changed, I really don't know when it comes to those headaches. I still got my ear, nose and throat appointment coming up, and I'm going to get a few tests done there and have a proper look at my sinuses, which I've been wanting to have done for a long time now. So I think there's something wrong with my sinuses, as I've gone on about in previous videos. So yeah, that's coming up shortly, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, thankfully those headaches are a lot better. So that's one reason why I can get out and run again. But the other is to do with my stomach. So I was getting really fed up with my stomach, and it was affecting me to the point where I was almost a bit scared to leave the house, or I'd have anxiety when I left the house because I wasn't worried I wasn't going to be near a toilet. And you know, I had quite a few close calls where I was running into, you know, public toilets and things like that. So yeah, that was really getting me down a bit. So I've gone on research mode, which, you know, I like to do, and you know, joined certain Facebook groups and things like that to try and get to the bottom of what's going on. And you know, I've always thought it's something to do with the fact that with my liver surgery I had my gallbladder removed. I think that has a big part to play on why my digestion's kind of all over the place now, because that gallbladder is responsible for storing bile that drips from your liver, and then that gallbladder releases that concentrated bile when you eat a meal to help break down fatty foods, essentially. So without that gallbladder, I've just got a constant drip of bile from my liver into my intestines. And what I've been suffering with, what I think I've been suffering with, this is obviously just me coming up with ideas. I haven't got this from a doctor, so bear that in mind. But I think I've got like a bile dumping syndrome. So that bile constantly dripping into my small intestines is irritating my gut, because it's not being used to break down food, because it's just happening 24 hours a day. So for example, while I'm asleep, it's still happening. So in the morning, my gut is full of that bile, and I'm getting this kind of like bile dumping syndrome where it just flushes through, and the whole next day my guts are just really irritated. And I'm just going to get another kilometre or two running in, and then we'll talk about what I've done to help fix that bile dumping syndrome. I want to preface this with the fact, again, that I'm not a doctor. So if you're suffering with something, or you believe you're suffering with something similar, do your research before looking into any of these supplements that I'm going to mention, because just because they help me doesn't mean that they're going to be good for you. So what have I done to help myself with this bile dumping syndrome that I think I'm suffering with? Well, it comes down to a couple of supplements that I've been taking, and the first one was a digestive enzyme. So obviously when you haven't got your gallbladder, you can have a bit of difficulty digesting certain foods, particularly fats. So those digestive enzymes are just supposed to help with doing that. So I started taking digestive enzymes to start with, and I thought I'd found my cure, because within the first sort of 24 hours there was definite improvement. However, it didn't take long until I was kind of back to where I was previous to taking those supplements. So I had to look into things a bit more, and I started taking a fibre supplement, psyllium husk capsules. The theory being that because you've got all this excess bile in your digestive system when you don't have a gallbladder, that fibre helps to just soak up that bile and just keeps your guts a lot happier and less irritated. So when I first started taking that, I thought I'd found the solution, and I've actually made this video before raving about how amazing it was and my life was back to normal, but it didn't take long. It took a few days, and I was hit with a bad day where, yeah, my digestion was all over the place. So I think I'm kind of classing it as not a cure, but a step in the right direction. It's allowing me some days where I can come out and I can run like today, and then other days I just have to listen to my body a bit and realise that it's not going to be a good day in terms of my digestion, and I'm not going to be able to do things like going for runs. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to keep investigating this. I want to get to the bottom of this problem. I want to have a healthy digestive system, because I know how important it is. There's so much research out there about, you know, how your guts are your second brain. So I don't want to be ill inside like that anymore. Fed up with it, and I think there's a lot I can do to help heal that. Obviously there does become a point where things get a bit crazy financially if you're constantly trying to buy new supplements and things like that. So yeah, I've got to be a bit careful with how far down the rabbit hole I go. So at the moment I'm taking psyllium husk capsules. I'm taking a probiotic as well, which is meant to be quite beneficial to a bile dumping syndrome, and I think just can be quite beneficial in general anyway. So I'm taking those two. I take vitamin D. I've been taking vitamin D for a long time. I've stopped the digestive enzymes at the moment because the ones I bought contain ox bile, and I'm struggling to find too much research about this, but if I'm getting bile dumping syndrome, I probably don't want to be including bile in a capsule, in a supplement form, do I really? So I've stopped taking that, and maybe I'll look to get a digestive enzyme that's sort of vegetarian or vegan option that doesn't contain extra bile. And a quick update on other things in my life. So I'm still working in the running shop, the local running shop, and I'm really enjoying that. It's a really nice environment to go into work. I was lucky enough to go and work at the London Marathon Expo. Well, it's over a month ago now, actually. I actually worked alongside one of the brands there who had a bit of a partnership with the shop that I'm working at, and that brand was ALTRA. If you've watched my channel for a long time, you know I'm a little bit obsessed with them. In fact, I'm wearing the Lone Peak 6 at the moment, which I'm enjoying. And yeah, my ALTRA shoe collection is forever increasing. So I've now got Lone Peak 6, I've got an Ultra TORIN 6, and I've got an Escalante 3. So yeah, things are going well in the running shoe department. I'm actually having to sell off a few old running shoes because I think Jenny might be getting a little bit fed up with the amount of shoes that I've got hanging around the house, which is fair enough.
Whoa, hang on. What's happening here? Hang on. What?
I'm sorry, I
No.
found something else.
No. Oh, no.
Just fits my feet better. So we can't be together anymore.
Oh, no, don't be like that. I can change. I'll get comfier. I promise. Oh, no.
As humans, I think we're always kind of guilty of looking for those quick fixes, and I'm definitely guilty of that myself. I mean, a year ago today, just over a year ago, I had my liver surgery, and me back then would have probably thought, oh, in a year's time I'll be back to my normal self. I'll be 100% fit. I'll be running around, I'll be doing events, and I'll be competitive at those events. But yeah, that's obviously not been the case, and it could be easy to get kind of down on that. But I guess my message is that don't forget where you've come from. If you're recovering from something, whether it be an illness or an event in your life, and you think that recovery is taking a really, really long time and it's too slow and things like that, don't forget where you come from, because sometimes I have to check myself and think, hang on a minute, over a year ago I was, I could barely leave my bedroom or leave the sofa, and now I'm able to come out and run. Yes, I can't run every day, and there's things that are still preventing me doing what I want to do with my life, but I'm making small steps, and I'm going to keep making those small steps. And to make those next steps is on me, really. Yes, my doctors can help me in certain ways, but I also need to investigate things and try different things to reach the next stage of my recovery. But otherwise, yeah, Jenny and I are good. Hope you're all well. Thank you again for the messages you send me. I know there's been quite long delays between my videos recently, and people reach out and ask how I am. So I appreciate you, and I'm going to catch you in another video.